All right, how are we doing, everybody? Danny here with Bud's Gun Shop and Range. To start this off, I want to say thanks to everybody that's out there just for kind of dealing with us and bearing with us while we're keeping up with the high volume of stuff that's coming on with online, in-store, all that stuff. I want to thank you all for keeping up with us. We are trying to do the best we can with all the stuff that's going on with CDC regulations and everything like that, but we're trying to do the best we can to bring you the best service possible. Now, with that being said, we do realize with the huge quantity of people buying guns that there are a lot of first-time buyers that are out there. Us being Bud's Gun Shop and Range, we feel like we need to try and do what we can to educate those first-time buyers. So a lot of this is for you all just starting out. Now, for you all, you came in and you bought a gun. Congratulations, welcome to the world that we are in. And guns are a lot of fun to get into. But some of you all have never seen a gun before, never bought one. I've had a lot of folks come in here and say, hey, I need a gun, I don't care what it is, I just want a gun. That's great. But buying a gun, taking it home, and assuming that you're going to be completely safe with it, that's a whole separate thing. So we're going to kind of touch on a few things to look for with your brand new shiny firearm and things that you need to do with it, stuff like that. So first off, I bought a gun. Terrific. Cool. So what do I need to know about this gun? Well, there's a lot of things that we need to know about this gun. We as firearms owners need to be responsible with our actual firearms themselves. So it's not something we can just take this and go, okay, bought the gun, don't have to worry about it again. No, it's not like that. So first thing with any firearms whatsoever is that there's always 3 safety rules that we have to follow. First up, firearms always need to be pointed in a safe direction. So safe direction can depend on where you're at, but you always want to keep it in a safe direction, make sure that you're not going to hurt somebody else or destroy somebody's property, things of that nature. Number 2, so all firearms have a trigger. A trigger is the thing that sets the whole gun in motion. This is what sets everything off. So common sense would say that we would not put our finger on the trigger until we are ready to fire. By ready to fire, we mean that we are ready for that gun to go off, our sights are on target, we want that bullet to go that way. So with that being said, rule number 2, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Last rule, okay? Now, last rule involves ammunition. I'm hoping if you all bought the gun, you bought some ammunition. If not, you just bought an expensive brick. If you don't have ammunition, we here at Bud's, we still have plenty of ammo. Come buy some ammo for your guns. You'll need it. So, with that being said, all firearms are going to be unloaded until ready to use. Again, ready to use. Ready to use is dictated by what you say ready to use is, but don't load a gun, throw it on a table and say, hey, it's ready for me to use. Still be responsible with it. Firearm I have on me is loaded and ready to go right now because I'm ready to use it if need be. But with that, we still have to be responsible. Okay, now that I'm off my safety ramp now. So, getting a gun. A lot of you are like, man, I really want to shoot. Or for those of you that are like, I don't want to shoot at all. What can I do? Educate yourselves. We here, as soon as we get the range up and running, we're going to start trying to offer private lessons again, classes, the whole 9 yards. We're going to bring all that stuff back and we're going to do it with a vengeance. So, but in the meantime, what can I do? Well, there's a lot of stuff you can do. First off, look at your firearm. Make sure you still have a firearm in there. One thing I normally tell people who are first time buying a gun is that every single gun that you buy, for the most part, which almost every gun manufacturer does now, comes with this nifty little thing. And half of you are probably screaming at the camera, you know what it is. But it is your gun manual. This is the actual Bible for this gun right here. This will tell you just about, sorry if I hold it the right way. That language. So this will tell you just about everything you need to know about this gun. Safe handling, firearm safety rules, how to clear the gun, how to disassemble it. Read this as much as you can. You're quarantined inside. Netflix only has so many TV shows. Read this, okay? It will save you a lot of headache and a lot of trouble later on down the road. So this has a lot of good information in it as far as what ammunition can go in it, all different types of things. This is kind of like a how-to for your gun, a manual for your gun. If everything came with one of these, life would be so much simpler. But, so, read this as best you can, okay? That will tell you the general basics of what it is that you need to do with your gun. Now, with that being said, we always tell people here whenever you get a gun, you need to get to know your gun, okay? Shooting is a huge and important part of it, but a lot of it is also just spending time getting hands-on time with your gun. So, what I mean by that, okay? What I mean by hands-on time, take your gun apart, look at it, get used to working the operation on it, things of that nature. That will help you get more confident with the gun. Again, when you're doing this stuff at home, no ammunition in the gun. This is just you getting used to how the gun feels in your hand, getting used to operating the slide, getting used to all the different stuff that's with it, okay? You just want to get as comfortable as you can sitting on your couch doing nothing else. If you're bored, we are still open. But, so, now that I've kind of mentioned that, one thing that's important, okay? A lot of first-time gun buyers, when we hand them the gun, they just go, yep, this is a gun, okay? So we're gonna teach you how to clear a gun, okay? This is an important thing, just because right now, this looks like a completely loaded gun, okay? So, first things first, my first safety rule, pointed in a safe direction. It's not pointed at me, it's not pointed at Josh, it's pointed in a safe direction, okay? So, rule number 2, this here's that trigger I was talking about. Make sure our finger doesn't go anywhere near that trigger because that'll set this whole gun off, okay? All right, now, last rule. We don't know if it's loaded or not, so we need to go through the process of actually unloading this gun. Now, every gun has what's called a magazine release. They will be in different places, different locations. There's generally 2 different styles. You've got your buttons magazine release, and then you have a European style release. Those of you that bought the European style gun, it'll be right here on the trigger guard, if I can remember all my nomenclature. It'll be right here on the trigger guard. Again, if you don't know, this will tell you where it's at. So, I'm gonna take this magazine out just because guns run off ammunition. This is where all my ammunition is coming from. So if I take this out, guess what? One less thing I gotta worry about. Now I've got to clear this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the gun in my shooting hand. Notice where my trigger finger's at. Not on the trigger, okay? So what I'm going to do is I have to what we call wrap this slide. What I'm trying to do is open this action so I can see if a round will come out to make sure there's nothing in this barrel. Because right now there's only one way to check in this barrel, and we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna look down the barrel. Don't do that. So, what I'm gonna do, holding this in my shooting hand, what I'm going to do, I don't wanna put my hand right here. If I put my hand right here, when this is moving, there's a possibility your hand will get pinched in there and it hurts. Don't do that. So, what I'm going to do with my non-shooting hand, I'm gonna put my palm on this side, my fingertips on this side, just like this, okay? I'm going to push forward with my right hand and back with my non-shooting hand. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Push forward with my shooting hand and pull back with my non-shooting hand. I'm paranoid, so I do it 3 times, okay? At that point, I cycle the action 3 times to make sure there's no round in there, but I still can't see in there, okay? So, easy way to fix this. Guns have a slide stop, or this little button right here. Again, if you don't know, I can't stress this enough, okay? I'm going to push up and hold on this with my shooting thumb. While I'm pushing up and holding, I'm going to slide this, pull this slide back until it locks open like this. At this point, I can see through my magazine chamber, or magazine well, you can see that? Cool. And I can see down here in my barrel. Camera might make it a little bit difficult, but at this point, I know this is a clear gun. So I do not have to fully, again, we still have to practice our safety skills, which as soon as I clear this, I'm not gonna look down the barrel. But at this point, I know this is a clear gun with no ammunition in it. That's important, okay? So, all right. Now, with that, there's all different types of things you can do at home, but before you do anything, please make sure you clear your firearms, make sure that there's no ammunition in them. If you are gonna load them for home protection, make sure you're doing so safely. Safety, safety, safety is the #1 key that we wanna stress here. So, if you all have any questions, we are answering emails. I'm trying to do my best to get the Facebook comments, all sorts of stuff. Just find me on Facebook or Instagram or shoot me an email. I will do my best to get through answering all these questions as best I can. So, with that being said, we here at Buds hope that everybody's being safe. Hope that you are trying to keep yourself occupied during your quarantine. Worst case scenario, Buds is still open. We will be here for you all. We got you. Come on in, take a look for some ammo. Come ask us some questions. We will do the best we can to help you, okay? We're limited to how many folks we can have here in the store, but we'll do the best to get you in here in it whenever you get here, okay? So, again, I'm Daniel with Bud's Gun Shop and Range. If you all have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to us. We're trying to do the best we can to keep up with the high volume of calls, emails, and everything else, but we will get to you. Just give us some time, okay? All right, again, Daniel with Bud's Gun Shop and Range. Everybody stay safe out there and have a good day.